and welcome to Pennsylvania War Soccer. I'm Charlie Flo, joined by John Nicurcio. We're here for Rochester Lancers taking on the Pennsylvania Roar. Both teams winding down their season. Got a lot of scratches to talk about tonight, John. And the big news on the night is the move that the Pennsylvania Roar made on the trade deadline, trading their second leading scorer, Max Toulouse, to Missouri. If you look at the actual roster of Rochester, they have actually some big names scratched. We know Gavin McInerney's not going to be playing. McInerney's not going to be playing. He's out for pretty much the year with the injury. So we'll have Mark Sotilli, the mechanic, in goal. He's been in goal last time they were here. A big name out. A couple big names that are out are Pedrinho, the defender from Brazil, will be out for Rochester. JP Rodriguez will be out also. Andrew Hoxie will be calling their game on the radio in their local. And Silas, the Brazilian that literally torched the Pennsylvania Roar last time they were here a few weeks ago. And I think this is definitely a, not depleted, but a roster that got a lot of young names in it, a lot of opportunities for these Rochester players to get in there. Roar could look to take advantage of this. And a new name for the Roar is Pete Riley's out on the IR. They have wearing the number 11 Pete Riley jersey will be Val Texera. He'll be wearing the number 11, wearing Pete Riley jersey. We're getting ready to start in the next few minutes, so definitely anybody's game tonight, John. You know, this is one of those games where you can flip a coin, it can go to anybody.
Flip a coin, that can go to anybody. That's right. Pennsylvania Roar moving from right to left on your screen, wearing the black kits with the red trim. Rochester with the away golds, and we're underway.
And putting the ball into action with Schindler. Schindler puts it in wearing the number 26. Like I said, Rochester wearing the yellow. That's a quick right-off glancing. Interesting shot by the Mohican Warrior. Rochester looking for early control early on here at Santander Arena in downtown Reading, Pennsylvania. Schindler with the ball, tries to play it in deep. He's got Basso with the ball. Kingsley on him. Williams taking possession. Right back to Rochester. And they play it back to Myers wearing the number 7 jersey for Rochester. Rochester making a quick little line change. Deirdre Gibson with the almost steal. Pressure by Kingsley. Kingsley on Wuka, wearing the number 17. Einhell wearing number 16 is in. And Chris Williams in, wearing the captain's armband. With the missing of Max Salute, you got to see that somebody on the Roar's got to step up tonight and fill that gap, because he was their second leading scorer and only played about 6 games for Pennsylvania, John.
Yeah, that's right. One thing I'd like to see Pennsylvania come out and use Deirdre Gibson early. Establish some down, deep presence. Use his physicality and his speed. Maybe bang one in real quick and get the game, get the night started on the board.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of flashes out of Deirdre Gibson. You know, he's been back and forth jockeying as the number one scorer. The number one scorer on Pennsylvania is Corey Merritt. Another note is Eric Silas, the head coach, is also suited up tonight. You know, a little short change tonight with the trade and the missing of Pete Riley. Got a shot now. Kingsley Onwaku making a run. Mark Sotilli out of his goal. This is a long attempt at a three-point shot right on the line. Mark Sotilli just calmly collects it, knocks it out. Would have been a three-point attempt by Einhell. Jared Jenkins did a quick fire off the glass. Sotilli with a slap save. Gobbles it up, looking for his help. Rolls it out to his wing. Troy Cole plays it up to the top of the screen. Let's play back to Edgar. Edgar plays it back to Sotilli. Sotilli wearing the red jersey. Also in goal wearing the white shirt is Peter Pappas. That's Jordan Hall with the long braids wearing number 41. Tyrone Hall, sorry. There's a Jordan Thomas. That's where I got confused. And Jordan Thomas has checked in, number 0. He is in the key area all by himself. Little dump off to Bruckner. Bruckner dumps it off to Hall. Hall wearing the white shoes and the white little sneakers. They're not high tops, just like he's wearing white sneakers with white socks. Almost look like he's wearing boxing gloves from here, John. Jordan Thomas with the pressure. We've seen him play defense a lot in college days. He played some forward. He's been pushing up. He's got 4 goals on the season. 3 of them happen on the road at Syracuse in a game that they lost by a collapse in the fourth quarter earlier in the season. But we've seen that Jordan Thomas can play offense. He's a banger. Giorgio Gibson with the look. Little dribble over, little step over. Dumped it back to Merritt, checking in for the first time tonight wearing the 14 jersey. Like I said, Merritt is the leading scorer for the Pennsylvania Roar. Play back to Pappas. Pappas plays it to Gibson. Gibson looking to self-assist off the wall. Is dispossessed. Luis Enrique dispossesses him, wearing the number 17. And the Mohican Warrior with the ball. Schindler takes a quick shot, and that's a 2-point goal from the Rochester Lancers at 11:21 left here in the first period. So Rochester will take, the road team will take the early 2-zip. Great feed in.
Joe Tavernise, that's right, being in the right spot, making that flash right towards the middle, accepting the pass, turns around, nothing Peter Pappas can do, back in the net. We got a 2-0 game already.
Yeah, it's been a very even game, really. It hasn't been. I mean, we're only early on. We're not even 5 minutes into the game, about 4.5 minutes into the game, John. But it's been a very even game. Both teams are still kind of testing each other out. Nobody's really established a feel of controlling the game yet.
Rochester's looking very sharp in the mid zone. A lot of crisp passing and very quick to double the ball and getting a quick turnover, putting it back in the net. There you go.
That's Myers on the break. He's got help. Hall with the pressure. He's got Brighton in the corner there. Dragut passes it back. Jefferson Dragut's in. Wearing the number 12. And Doug Miller's checked in to number 19. Off the wall, Peter Pappas looks like he got a hand on there. Myers is checked in for Pennsylvania wearing the number 7 also. So both guys with the last name Myers wearing number 7. That makes it easy for us. It makes it easy for your fans. Makes it easy for you too, John.
That's right. That's your mission for tonight. Get them number 7. Myers is correct.
Deep ball played in. Looks like we have a penalty here. Went end to end on the... Yeah, that was the penalty going yellow line to yellow line in the air. It's a dangerous position here.
Pennsylvania looking to supply some offense, making a double line pass and ends up with a set piece in their own end. That's not something they want to do this early. A little more control.
It's like Doug Miller's going to be taking the whack at it. He takes a tip off. Misplayed. Jordan Thomas with the pressure. Jordan Thomas will recover. He's got numbers. Angel slows it up a little bit. Passes it back to Jordan Thomas. Thomas dumps it across to Chris Williams wearing the captain's armband. Very interesting that Val Texera, the player filling in for Pete Rallies, a guy that definitely can fill in. He's about the same size, maybe a little taller.
Yeah.
Big frame. We've been seeing him play back some. It'd be interesting to see what he does tonight.
That's right. Initial look, he's a big boy.
Those are some big boots to fill, John.
That's right.
Peter Pappas plays it to Bruckner. Bruckner plays it back, but it's a turnover. So it looks like Doug Miller was trying to whip it in, but they went for more of a line change there. Long ball play to Jordan Thomas. Jordan Thomas chests it, taps it back to Merritt. Merritt with a little bit of trouble passes it to Hall. Hall looking for his help, and Bruckner. Right back to Hall again. Hall just hits the reset button, passes it back to Peter Pappas. Pappas takes a long ball in to Gibson. Gibson looking for the play off the glass. Kingsley Onwuku with the recovery when he loses it temporarily. And Chris Williams there to bail him out. One of Pennsylvania's longer possessions right now. Playing into the box. Looks like it took a little tap deflection, but the mechanic recovers it as always. Sliding kick out by Mark Sotilli, the goalie. Definitely feel that slide tomorrow.
Sotilli again coming into Reading, looking very confident. Rochester looking very relaxed here, especially, as I said, in the mid zone. Pennsylvania's not giving up, not actually putting in nothing deep and getting possession. They're trying to gain a little bit. They're trying to establish a couple shots on net. Here we go. So Tilly again with the collection. Easy collection again.
Long ball played in. Flicker. Looks like Corey Merritt's all over it. Corey Merritt plays it, whips it off the glass, but looks like Schindler's there through the recovery. Pass it back. Like Troy. Cole takes the reset button. And that's another 2-point goal for Rochester to make it 4-0 at the 7:23 mark. A little miscommunication there. Looks like he pulls up his shirt. He's got a little bit of a salute there. It was off a miscommunication because I remember when Corey Moret was trying to play it off the glass, it was just a turnover, and Cole took advantage of it and put it right back in.
Little quiet goal celebration, lifting in his shirt. Having a little salute back off onto the bench.
I don't have my binoculars. Can't really zoom in to see exactly what the message was. But, we'll have to check the replay or check the halftime, check the stats, maybe talk to the local radio guys from Rochester here to find out what that was.
Looking at the big board, I think Pennsylvania's got to tighten up a little bit on their interior. And it looks like they're trying to stretch Rochester out a little bit too much, a little more mid-possession. And
Rochester's definitely taking advantage of the turnovers and, feeding off that counterattack. And that's what happened when they played here. It was just they killed Pennsylvania on the counterattack. The first matching here, it was kind of a back-and-forth battle. They were trading goals the whole entire first period. And then it kind of started slipping away towards halftime where they just started, establishing themselves. And especially the guy that really, really killed them was Salas, the Brazilian, who's not suited up tonight. And that's a guy that just could not miss last time we were here. So this is a game where we know that Pennsylvania is missing Riley. They traded away Max Sloot, so they're missing two of their big guns. So like we were saying earlier, somebody's got to step in. Somebody's got to, crack in that first goal. Once you crack that first one, maybe the floodgates will open.
It's like Val Chichera trying to establish himself with a little physical presence early. Actually, look, the referee making a call from behind, coming in shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah, and especially when you're the new kid on the block. You want to welcome yourself and have your teammates embrace you through hard play. You want to impress the coaches that, hey, I should be on this team. And that's a header goal to make it 6-0 Rochester at the 6:32 mark. Don't see many headers in the indoor game, but we just saw one right there. I mean, it kind of took a little weird bounce up the turf, but in the indoor game, you have to adjust yourself on the fly.
Textbook header, just as the coaches say. Strikers put the ball right on the goal line, bounce it right in.
Yep, low and in the corner. Just waiting on the replay here at the Jumbotron here, waiting on the replay to see. Yep, just played it low into the ground. You take notes there, kids. If you're going to play a header, when it's like that, don't go for the upper 90. Don't go for the air. Just put it low, because most keepers are going to be in the air regardless when it's across like that. So very textbook. Looks like Pennsylvania is going to take a timeout here to discuss it. The referees are talking. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Pennsylvania Roar Soccer. Charlie Flo joined by John and Criscio. We had 6:32 remaining here in the first period. Rochester has taken a quick 6-0 lead off of 3 early goals. Pennsylvania definitely wants to hit the reset button and crack that, goal post, get a goal in there.
Looks like Pennsylvania already having Tom Myers push up a little bit from his defensive position.
And we have a foul there. It's going to be deep in Rochester's zone. It's going to be right past the yellow line, just right outside the 3-point arc. A golden opportunity for Pennsylvania here. I don't know why the ref's putting it on the other side. I'm pretty sure the foul happened on the other side. But anyway, that is the call at the 6:20 mark. Hall is sitting over the ball. He's got Myers, and he dumps it off to Myers. Myers puts it on to Williams. And Rochester plays it off. Rochester has a break. But Hall, guy's got wheels on him. He comes back and kicks it out of bounds. It was kind of a situation where not much he could do there and didn't really hit the panic button, but it kind of hit the reset button. It'll be Rochester ball with 6:08 remaining here in the first.
Any 50-50 ball available. Doug Miller's going to pounce on it, very speedy forward. That's one thing Pennsylvania doesn't want Doug Miller to get on track because he does score and he can in bunches.
So we got Boaton sitting over top of the ball. Gary Boaton sitting over top of the ball looking for his help. He got 2 guys on his left, got 1 guy on the right, and he's got a man in the box. Looks for the easy dump off. Peter Pappas grabs it right off the wall. Peter Pappas is going to take a little deep breath there and hit the reset button and give his guys a little second to catch up. Hall has the ball, and he dumps it back to Williams. Just past the 6-minute mark here with 6 minutes remaining in the first period with Rochester in the yellow, the road team leading Pennsylvania Roar, the home team in the black, by a score of 6-0. Chris Williams on a big challenge. Mohican Warrior clears it out. Rochester off to the races. They don't have numbers, but they've got speed. Blasted off, and somehow it looks like it was riding the line. I don't know how that ball did not go in. Had a weird, wicked spin on it, but stayed out of the goal. Peter Pappas got enough on it to keep it out. From here, it looked like it was about to roll in. Sometimes with that turf, John, you can get a friendly roll.
That's right. And the referee down by the dot in the corner, I don't know if he got the best look at it, but immediately waved it off. No goal. Play on.
Yeah, no goal line technology here.
That's right.
Nowhere in the United States. Only in the EPL, I believe. And that's a quick blast on. It's like Anthill fell on top of Peter Pappas for a moment. You know, both players anticipated a very hard shot. Rochester with a lot of confidence. Edgar with the ball, wearing number 14. Edgar back with the ball. As he tried to play it in. It's a 1 pass in. Great knee save, leg save by Peter Pappas. Ball goes into the netting. Netting is intact. Now we know it's okay up there. You always got to check the netting, John.
That's right. Quick check.
I'm sitting on the 4:32 mark here. 4:32 remaining in the first with Rochester leading 6-0. Referee's talking to Peter Pappas about the spot on the ball. Quick restart for Rochester. Plays off the glass. Looks like Kingsley Onwaku did just enough to shield the player there and keep it out. A little header back to Sotili. They hit the reset button. We got Basu checked back in for Lancers. Definitely will be an offensive threat tonight. Missing some of their key parts. Corey Merritt gobbles up the misdirection pass. Quick turnover. Corey Merritt all over him. Back to Miller. Back to Edgar. Right back to Miller again. From this angle, it looks like Miller's wearing the captain's armband tonight. And rightly so, the veteran player got quite a few games under his belt in his MISL career. Kingsley Onwaku wearing the number 17. He's got 2 guys on him, maybe 3. Dispossessed. Played a deep ball in. Texera grabs it wearing number 11 jersey, not Riley wearing the 11. That's Val Texera playing his first game for Pennsylvania Roar tonight. Does a little loop-de-loop header. Playing around too much, might get burned here. And that volley came off very soft. Peter Pappas grabs it. He's got a break here for Hall. Hall covered up by Myers. Pass it back to Teixeira. Now Bruckner's checked in.
I'm wondering why Pennsylvania's holding the reins back here and not going full throttle and looking to put
You got to push and
net.
shoot. Push and shoot. Bruckner looking. He dumps it off to Thomas. Thomas taking the bounce. Takes the Chester. Puts it back to Hall. We've seen Hall rip shots in practice. We know the guy's got a foot. Gibson in the box. Passes it back to Teixeira. I have to correct myself. I'm not calling Riley because he's a big man out there. Pass it back to Teixeira. Bruckner's going to step off. And looks like we have Chris Williams getting back on the turf again. Hard bounce off. Jordan Thomas muscling in the box. So Tilly, the mechanic, covers it up. Grabs it. Very interesting story about the 41-year-old rookie, 40-plus rookie. I'm not sure if I got the 41 right. I know he's in his 40s. Maybe I'll give him a little bit of compliment. I call him 41. He's definitely playing like a 25-year-old out there tonight, John. It's hard to believe that this guy's a rookie coming in, playing pro ball, and just you wouldn't be able to tell me that this is a 40-year-old guy that's a rookie in this league, John.
From what we've seen, very confident on corner bounces, coming in low, gobbling up everything, no rebounds. Makes it look easy here in Reading.
It's not a position that you just jump into. You don't just jump into playing keeper, and professional keeper, okay? Talking beer league, at the Sunday park with your friends, but coming in playing professional soccer and playing keeper and putting up numbers like he puts up, just unbelievable. I mean, definitely a real-life Rocky type of story, like a guy that's, like I said, a mechanic. It was a mechanic story in Rochester, and just, gosh, I mean, talk about blue collar. If you want a guy like that in goal, a guy like that's not scared. A guy that can tune up a car, and like we said before jokingly, that obviously valuable to have on the road if something goes wrong with the bus, and we've known things to go wrong on these buses.
Looks like Rory, the mascot, almost took a ball walking on the outside there.
Yeah, Rory by the Reading Eagle symbol there. He's trying to taunt. It looks like Edgar. He's trying to throw a few little insults at him. And we have 1 minute remaining in the first period here at the San Dante Arena in downtown Reading, Pennsylvania, with the Rochester Lancers road team in the yellow leading Pennsylvania Roar in black by a score of 6-0. Looking to add on it here. And that's into the netting. Shot over. Peter Pappas had it covered. Got a quick restart. The clock is frozen at 43.4.
Rochester making it look very easy with an easy entry pass in the middle. The overlapping defender touch. It's been about 5 opportunities already in the first quarter.
Very quietly, they crept up on this 6-0 like they did before. Is that counterattack where Pennsylvania will maintain these longer possessions and can't seem to crack open the goal. Merritt looking to probably head it back to Angel, and he hands it back to Angel. Angel with the anticipation. Angel looking for a longer ball to Onwuka. Clock is winding down. We're approaching 20 seconds remaining here in the first, and the ball's all tied up at midfield. And Rochester comes out of it with on top. They're going to push one last possession, try to get a quick shot on goal. Looking for a quick left-footed shot off the glass. Quick volley into the netting with 1.2 remaining, so not much is going to happen here in this 1.2. Unless they decided to see if Pappas will play a little up here or throw it up. Jordan Thomas is putting his hand up calling for it, and he just rolls it out. And there's the horn. The end of the first period, we have the road team, Rochester Lancers, leading by a score of 6-0. It's the Pennsylvania Roar home team. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back in a few minutes. You stay where you are. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Pennsylvania Roar Soccer. Charlie Flo here with John Nicrisio live in the San Dante Arena. The score is 6-0 to the road team. The Rochester Lancers, the yellow team in the mustard yellow jerseys, are leading the home side Pennsylvania Roar by a score like of 6-0. I wouldn't say it's been all Rochester this first quarter, but they've definitely taken advantage of the situation. They've played counterattacking soccer, same exact soccer they played when they were here about a month ago.
No real threat by Pennsylvania, though. Rochester's had a lot of their opportunities, cashing in on a couple. Looks like Rochester's playing a very tight midfield, making Pennsylvania earn it, trying to play the long ball, but nothing's happening. So let's see if there's any tactic changes here, X's and O's, as we start the second quarter.
Yeah, starting the second quarter, we have Jordan Thomas, Hall, Myers, and Texera, and Williams. So going with a very large, tall lineup. It's funny that Tom Myers is not a short guy, but right now he's kind of in around a couple towers. You have Jordan Thomas, some taller guys on the team, Chris Williams, Tyrone Hall's not a small guy, and new guy Texera is a very large guy. So they're going with bigger bodies right now, and they have to put an offensive punch in. We have a chance here. Hall's taking a quick three-point shot, and maybe Sotilli might have gotten a pinky on there. We don't know, but looks like Hall was definitely fouled in the box. No call. Continue to play on.
That's one thing I want to see from Hall. A little bit of long-range shooting and using that speed, blazing world-class speed.
Yeah, this guy, he's got some wheels on him, man.
Very good wheels.
We've seen him his first game. Within seconds, he was all over the field. This is a guy that made a first impression at last. He's a guy that you're going to get 110% out. He's going to run. He's going to hustle. That's Kingsley Onwaku. Onwaku posting up, and Ginger Gibson plays it back to Angel. Right in front of the Rochester bench. It looks like it's headed out of bounds. Maybe Lucky Fan will get a little ball play there. That'll be Rochester. I'm sorry, excuse me, Pennsylvania ball because Rochester knocked it out. Angel's going to look for his help. He has Gibson in the box, Ginger Gibson, who's the third leading scorer on the Roar. And Kingsley Onwaku's in the box, too. Whistle blown by the ref. We play on. Bruckner plays it off. Bruckner not known to be an offensive threat, but definitely a bruiser, a guy you want in the corners there. Corey Merritt in. Corey Merritt looks to play it to Gibson. Gibson plays it back to Merritt. Back to Angel. Angel's kind of playing the playmaker field general tonight. Bruckner riding the line. Onwaku's right there. And looks like Tilly slides out and gets a knee on it. What a heck of a save at the 13-22 mark.
Very nice setup by Bruckner in the corner with a little run on, getting the ball back in scoring position.
And now checking in is Eric Poulos, number 29, is also the head coach of the team. We're going to see if he can get out there and get some veteran leadership out there. Really good on a set play, has a wicked shot, so we'll see what happens. And in a game like this, when your roster is kind of depleted right now, you've got to get every healthy body out there, John. Texera plays it back to Peter Pappas. Peter Pappas is pushing up the tempo, looking for some offense, plays it in deep. Kingsley Onwaku pretty much been the only real Tyrone Hall, only real offensive threat tonight for the Roar. Hall's definitely playing the hustle tonight. And definitely gets decleated there, but the ref holds his whistle. Gives a lot of ball in there. Just happened to be the unlucky end of the foul. He's going to hobble off the field. Angel checks back in. Merritt checks in. And that's Merritt with the ball. Merritt plays a deep ball in to Jordan Thomas. Jordan Thomas with a quick fire off the wall. It's about maybe a foot wide of the goal.
That was a good play by Thomas. I'd like to see somebody from Pennsylvania there to put the ball in the back of the net. Here we go, Rochester back the other way.
Yeah, Rochester with a quick counter. Schindler with the ball, plays it back. I mean, this is really the first possession that Rochester has had in this quarter. Pennsylvania did a good job with a good about 3.5-minute possession, but Rochester weathered the storm. And that was the golden opportunity that Rochester is glad that Pennsylvania did not take advantage of them, because they could have really caught them, because they were making a run there, but they got out of it and have possession now. Edgar, number 14, bottom of your screen with the ball, takes a quick left-footed shot, takes a deflection off Myers, stays in bounds. Williams with a header. Peter Pappas puts himself in harm's way every single game. Joe was all over him. Joe Trelavis was all over him. He scored the opening goal, but Peter Pappas swallowed it up.
Looks like Tyrone Hall still getting a little bit of attention by the trainer on the Pennsylvania Roar bench. Just a little bit out of our view and sight.
Yeah, he's definitely sitting there. Both trainers are working on him right now, so hopefully he can come back and get loosened up. The old magic spray does wonders, John. Helps old guys like us stay in the game, right?
Yeah, that's right.
What it can do for younger guys, magnificent. Played back to Val Texera. Texera plays a left-footed shot into the stands. That does happen when you have newer players adjusting to the indoor game.
Rochester playing a very high, tight defense, creating a lot of quick turnovers. Seems like Pennsylvania's only having the luck when they're getting the ball deep down to their big men.
That ball is going to be set right at the top of the key. Rochester's going to go over their play. Looks like they're going to put maybe 2 men in the box and have a couple decoys here, maybe 3 men in the box, but definitely look for the decoy play here. They're not going to go directly on goal. And there it is to Miller. Corey Merritt just got a foot on it to deflect it. Ball in the air, takes 2 or 3 header. Corey Merritt with a break. Unfortunately, does not bounce to Angel because there would have been a break there. Angel's pushing up. Maybe it's just the time for the moment that he's playing defense. And that ball misses us about 3 feet, John.
Seems like Teixeira's just still getting used to the height of the wall,
Yeah.
the glass.
Definitely going to be an effective defender. I see him there with a body, and that's one thing that a little bit different with Riley, that we knew that Riley was an offensive threat, that he is a good defensive player, but he's brought in for his scoring. So Teixeira replaces him with the jersey, but we've seen him play both ends, so maybe filling in more of a defensive role now. Off the restart, Rochester takes a timeout. They're going to take a timeout at the 10:24 mark, leading by a score of 6-0. We're going to take a timeout. You don't take a timeout. Be right back. And welcome back to Pennsylvania Roar Soccer. Charlie Flo here with John Crucio. I want to do a special shout-out to Mark Sotilli's mom, Monica Sotilli, listening back in New York. We want to thank her for listening and watch her son play. You made one heck of a goalkeeper, I can tell you. And thank you for listening in, Monica. And your son's doing a wonderful job here in goal and definitely frustrating the Roar players all night. Back on play now. Doug Miller, quick tap off, and it goes off the frame. It almost rode the line. How that stayed off, Peter Pappas was frozen. I think the whole stadium was frozen. Every Roar player was frozen because how that did not go in. Heck of a shot. Nice leave off. Played in. Pennsylvania recovers this one. Corey Merritt with the break. He's got a couple players on him. He's going to go head-to-head. Looks like with Schindler, but they come out on top. Rochester with the ball. They change lines with a lot of fresh legs. Then Myers is pushing up really high, wearing the number 7. It was like Edgar's going to kind of run the offense. He's kind of sitting near the center circle. He'll be calling for the ball, and there he gets it. Looking for his ball. Got Enrique at the bottom of your screen making a run all by himself. Right now, nobody really marking him. We're definitely playing more of a zone type of defense, kind of like test me, push us out. We're going to give you a little bit of room, but you got to come in. Bruckner blocks a shot. That guy's definitely up there, always in the top of the league with block shots. I mean, this is a guy that is not afraid to put his frame in front of the frame or his body, whatever you want to call it, in front of the ball. I can't even speak because it's just... So Rochester now with the ball.
Pennsylvania making a couple changes on the field. Coach Polis out. Corey Moret on defense.
Yeah, Coach Polis is playing more of a right defender, right back. Corey Moret playing to his left, playing more of a left defensive side. Corey Merritt on the tackle there. Peter Pappas is scored on a quick off the rebound, missed time. Looks like Sean Somerville got that goal to make it 8-0 at the 8:51 mark here in the second quarter. Little miscommunication, took a nasty, wicked bounce off. Peter Pappas thought he had it, but it went right over to Sean Somerville, and he just punched in on the one-timer.
I'm still waiting for the replay on the big board. It looks like Somerville actually came up and picked that clean out of the air, about knee high.
Yeah, it definitely was a rocket. I don't think any goalkeeper in the world would have saved that. I mean, it was just a hit right on. When you hit that sweet spot, the ball just takes off. Still waiting for the Jumbotron to play the replay here for us, but we're going to resume play here at the 8:50 mark with Rochester Lancers leading the Pennsylvania Roar by a score of 8-0. Played back to Peter Pappas. Somerville in the official goal at the 6:09 mark in the second period to make it 8-0. It's the first 2-point goal of this period. Started out, if you're just joining us, 6-0 to Rochester at the end of the first. Now this is the first score that Rochester's made here, about about midway into the almost midway point of the second period. Pennsylvania definitely looking to put together some type of offense. We have a call right in front of the Rochester bench. It looks like it's going to be more ball on the foul. Very well officiated game so far. Definitely kept the players in check. Chris Williams plays it in to Kingsley Onwuka. Onwuka plays it. He plays it back to Chris Williams. Teixeira's in. Williams plays it over to Teixeira. Teixeira plays it back to Peter Pappas. Peter Pappas looking for help. Plays a long ball into the corner. Myers is there. Plays a little deflection off the referee. Almost benefited Pennsylvania. Bruckner was almost there to pick that off. Lancers pushing up deep. Played it off to Miller. Miller takes a wicked shot, deflects it off Merritt, and it's going to go into the stands.
Yeah, it looks like right before Bruckner punched that ball looking for a little forward transition, looks like it hit a little bumpy spot on the turf.
Looks like we have a quick timeout. We're going to take a break. Don't go where you are. Stay where you are. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Pennsylvania Roar Soccer. Charlie Flo here, joined by John Nicrisio. We're coming out of a commercial break at the 7:22 mark with Rochester with the ball here with a 8-0 lead. Definitely starting to pull away from this game. This is a storm that Pennsylvania needs to weather, needs to find. They need to find themselves on the board before the half.
Looks like they're just trying to keep it close. It looks like they're not trying to throw caution to the wind just yet, but they do need to score mighty quick to even make it a game.
Yeah, they need to score, not allow, and that is a 2-point goal for Rochester to make the score 7-0 at the 7:20 mark. Like Stephen Basso got on this, had a left-footed shot on there, ripped it right into the lower corner. Peter Pappas talking to a couple of the guys, a lot of miscommunications there of why he was left that wide open on a dump-off.
I think that goal might have been set up by the triple fake previously on the piece in between. Pennsylvania defenders fell asleep. Basso picking the corner out.
Yeah, I think they just kind of locked them up, and I think that's what Peter Pappas was more beefing about is the kind of how they locked up and really didn't jump on the ball. When you see a lazy ball kind of played like that, you got to jump on it. So Rochester now with a 10-point lead, 10-0 lead. Looks like the bench is opened up over there. The referee blows the whistle because it looked like the ball had temporarily rolled into the Roar bench. So it might have been almost indirectly too many minutes, right?
That's right.
So referee starts it. Jordan Thomas with the ball. Hall dumps it back to Merritt. Then Merritt puts it back to Pappas. Just under 7 minutes remaining in this first half with Rochester leading by a score of 10-0. Rochester starting to pull away. Pennsylvania definitely don't have to hit the panic button yet, but they definitely do not want to go into halftime with a score 10-0. Then it'll almost be panic situation.
I think we're on the verge of panic situation now. 10-0. Rochester in control of the ball, making it look easy on the power play, or I'm sorry, on the set piece. I think it's time to go for it.
Yeah, you have to. You can't sit around and wait. You got to start throwing numbers up top. Start changing your lineup a little bit, putting some fresh legs out there. There's a couple of guys on the bench that haven't played, like Thompson and Shepard. Even Martin haven't played any yet. So it's almost time to get some fresh legs out there to start just throwing everything at them, because at a point like this, you have to start taking the big risk. Chris Williams with the pressure. Rochester, no hurry. They can also really slow up the tempo. When you have a 10-0 lead, John, you really can dictate the flow of the game.
Yeah, that's right. And that's a guy who Rochester's looking to do right now, and they're doing it.
Little jersey tugging, little jersey pull in, but looks like Gibson kind of got away with a little bit there.
A little tug, point to the carpet.
They were both kind of wrapping each other up, you know. A little tango out there. No harm, no foul. I think the biggest thing is because Rochester maintained possession, so that's another reason why the ref swallowed the whistle there for a moment. Dangerous cross pass. That is a turnover. Gibson with the ball. Puts it off to Eric Poulos. Wearing the number 29 is also the head coach. Eric Poulos steps off the turf. Bruckner in. Angel in. Very defensive-minded lineup right now. You got pretty much everybody out there plays defense. I mean, we've seen Jordan Thomas play on top, but a very defensive lineup right now. You know, if they're looking to trying to sit on this and take advantage to pick them off with a counterattack. But Jordan Thomas and Todd Myers have a chance here. A little bit of a break off the Jordan Thomas. Jordan Thomas. Wow. A sliding save by Sotilli. The mechanic comes out and does his work and gets it done. Right now, he's got the clean sheet intact. Schindler plays it back to Sotilli. Sotilli takes a few looks over, plays it right back to Schindler. Great ball he plays to start the offense back up.
You mentioned it. Oh, you fans out there listening, he mentioned it, not me.
Well, that's what you say. You never talk about the no-hitter. You never talk about the clean sheet, but maybe does it count still in the second period? You can still jinx the guy this early on.
Counts the whole game.
Yeah, I don't want Mark coming after. Mark's a good guy, a friend of the show, so we don't want him coming after us. Thanks a lot, guys. Blew my clean sheet with 4 minutes left in the first half. But no, he's definitely been playing lights out. You know, if any other player was in a goal, it might have a different situation, but played very well. I think it's his aggressive play that makes him such a standout keeper, that he's willing to come out of his box. He isn't shy. He's going to slide. You know, he's that keeper that on the outdoor game doesn't mind getting muddy, doesn't mind getting a little dirty. It's like the lucky fan there throws it back in. We're going to get started. Back play in a few seconds here. 3:46 remaining in the first half. Rochester leading Pennsylvania by a score of 10-0. Rochester with the ball. Little back heel flick, getting a little fancy here. Edker makes a little flicker off the side of the foot across the field. Corey Moret gets down 30, comes up with the ball, makes a quick move. Pennsylvania's off to the breaks right here. He's got Gibson to his right. He's got Awaku to his left, plays it into Gibson, and Gibson plays a one-time shot off the frame. Corey Moret, leading scorer, plays it back to Hall. Chris Williams looking to kind of settle things down. Plays it back to Hall. Texera plays it into Gibson. Or no, sorry, not Gibson. That is Onwuka. Kingsley Onwuka and Hall definitely kind of midway acquisitions for this team. Myers with a quick shot, about an inch or two off the glass. The attempt at a clear kind of fails by Ugger. Williams maintains possession. Not sure if Sotilli got a finger on it, but that shot was screaming. And kind of a smart shot. Try to kick Sotilli, not paying attention. He always is, but a three-tipped shot. I like the idea. There's a couple three-point goals, John, and Roar back in business.
Yeah. I'd like to see a little more shooting again outside of the arch. You know, three-point goals are good, a quick way to catch up, but take a two-pointer, get on the board, whatever you got to do.
Yeah,
here's a good chance.
This is a chance to manufacture. Go Hall off the glass. Texera there. He takes a little flicker in to Onwuka. Onwuka loses it off the Chester. Played back to Rochester. Pennsylvania playing very aggressive here in the last couple minutes. Definitely need something on the board before the half ends. If they want to have a shot at this game, they need to score before the half ends. Jordan Thomas banged around the glass. I'm not sure what the call's going to go. The call's going to go against Rochester. It was kind of a situation that could have gotten really ugly. A lot of bodies banging there. I see why the ref blew the whistle. Just more of error on the side of caution there, making sure nobody gets hurt. You got to protect the players first, guys.
I think that they got to call the foul instead of calling what could possibly be a foul.
Yeah.
The referee called it from the complete far side of the field where the referee 5 feet away gave the play-on signal.
Yeah, you got to be on the same page, guys.
Right.
But play on, play on, play on. Approaching 1:45 remaining here in the first half. Score 10-0 Rochester. Pennsylvania had a lot of troubles putting together their offense. Looking good on defense, looking good on goalkeeping, but having troubles putting their offense together. Hopefully they can click here and get a goal right before the half and change the flow and complex of the game. Anhel checked in. Pappas plays it over to Williams.
Out of your screen, Jordan Thomas for Pennsylvania down deep looking for the ball.
Definitely got a size advantage.
Looks like he's going to get it here.
Jordan Thomas tried to play it into Gibson. Gibson was breaking towards the goal, saw what he was doing, trying to feed him in a little timer, but didn't happen. The clock has stopped at 1:02. It'll be Rochester ball. Rochester looks like they're going to push a lot of numbers up. Sotilli's really pushing way up out of his net. And they're going to play it over to Sotilli. We've seen him coming out of his net. We know he can play. He's got good feet, got good footwork. He's going to play a deep ball in. Right on the line. Peter Pappas headed back to Shera. It's a lot of confidence in your goalie and a lot of trust in the communications. Something key with the goalkeeper and his field players when it comes to a header like that. But obviously, establishing that kind of communication early is good for team morale. Teixeira plays a left-footed flick into Onwuka. He's double-teamed. Loses the ball. Rochester off to the breaks. We have 30 seconds remaining here. Teixeira plays a flicker in. Off the glass. Off the frame. Looks like off the red bar. Inches away in from Myers. Myers had a great look there. Sotilli was stretched out. He would have had him beat, but did not go in. Off the glass. Eric Pullis with 10 seconds remaining. Anhel with the ball. Coming up only a few seconds remaining. Got to take a quick attempt here. And the ball goes out of bounds with 0.5 seconds remaining. Not sure if that's enough time to really do anything here. They're going to pull the goalie. I mean, why not? Nothing really bad can go here. But at half a second, the ball at the top of the key, you don't have enough time to lay it off. Just take a quick blast on shot. I'd take Teixeira here just to do a running Roberto Carlos style. Just blast on. Because a half a second is enough time to put it in goal. And they do pull the goalie.
Pennsylvania Roar calls a timeout. Looks like they want to set up things.
Tyrone Hall technically is the goalie now, wearing the yellow 96 maybe. Hard to see with the dreads covering it up, but they're going to discuss something. Can't be a dump-off play. The refs and Sotilli are obviously talking about when the clock starts, what can they actually do? Because you always talk about this in basketball, that you have to have at least 0.3 to get a tip drill. 0.5 is enough time to have a straight on, but
this
a
has
layoff.
to be on that.
There's no layoff here.
They're trying to look for a deflection in the wall, something direct on that. But I think Rochester was arguing that the time ran out, and here we go. We're going to start it back up.
If anything, I think it should be 0.8 because it's when it passes the glass is when the clock stopped. The clock ran a moment or two, but here we go. Looks like Anhel's going to step over it, and off the glass, there's the halftime whistle. The goal does not count as a redeflect. The whistle had blown. Anhel had a good look. It was just off the frame. Unfortunately, it does not go in. Pennsylvania have a quick halftime, 15 minutes to think it over. We're going to take a 15-minute break. You take a break. You come right back. Score here at halftime. Rochester 10, Pennsylvania 0. I'm Charlie Flo with John and Chris here. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back, so don't go anywhere, folks. And welcome back to Pennsylvania Roar Soccer. Charlie Flo here with John Nicurcio, getting ready to start up the second half with Rochester, the road team, leading the hometown Pennsylvania Roar by a score of 10-0. Guess the first half story really, John, would be that Roar just could not establish themselves offensively.
Yeah, that's right. Couldn't establish himself offensively. Rochester scoring off a couple set pieces late. And the midfield defense, as I said a couple times, swarming, not letting Pennsylvania gain any momentum. And that's the story up until half.
Yeah, a lot of adjustments when you're missing two of your key parts on offense. They just last night traded Max, Magic Max, a man that was just pulling goals out of nowhere. They traded him last night, Max, to Salute. And Pete Riley on the IR is really hurt them. But we did see some bright spots out of the guy wearing Pete Riley's jersey. Wearing the number 11 jersey is Val Teixeira. If this is a guy you were saying like at halftime to us, we were discussing if he can get some more control on his feet and put the ball down, get a little more control on a turf, he could be an offensive threat. Got a big body. Maybe push him up and let him insert his body and do a little bit of what Pete Riley was so good at doing when he was wearing the jersey.
That's right. Looks like he was playing a little bit of defense. Good on right foot and left foot. Got good feet for a big man. And supplying a little bit flash of offense late with a couple seconds left in the half. Supplying a couple almost chances. It's good to see him making a difference already. Good for a first-game player. Looks like he's getting the nod for the starting out on the wing here. Pennsylvania moving from right to left in the dark kits.
Yep, and your home team, Pennsylvania, like you said, was in the black, and Rochester's in the yellow. Yellow Rochester is going to start up the second half, and looks like Joe Talvanese starts it up. He scored a goal early. He scored the goal to crack open the account for the Rochester Lancers, who lead by a score of 10-0. And early on, that's Schindler with the ball, plays it back to the Mohican Warrior. Best haircut in the league, maybe. They have a lot of promotions over at the Rochester home game, though. I think the one that I like a lot, John, that maybe next year you and I will have to take a road trip up to Rochester. They have free Mohawk haircuts. So, not sure how employers would think about us showing up with a Mohawk on Monday or Friday.
If it's for charity, it's all good.
Yeah, definitely. So, definitely a lot of good things that the Rochester team does, too. We can't say, better things about that organization, that club. They're here broadcasting. Their guys are up here broadcasting their game. They actually have one of their players, Andrew Hoxie's, doing the color commentating here. So that's a really cool, interesting, scenario that he's not playing tonight, but he's doing the color commentating. So back to live action here. Gibson with the ball, plays it back to Williams. Williams takes a little slight fake, three-point atop off the glass. Teixeira recovers it, looking to put it down, settle it down, plays it back to Merritt. Jordan Thomas checks in. Teixeira, he's playing top. He's playing a lot of offensive roles now. I mean, since we saw him get that hat trick against Syracuse, he's barely been used in an offensive way. And a stab on goes into the netting. It looks like Myers might have got his foot on because it looks like it's going to go. Actually, it's going to stay. It looked like it was a 50-50 ball. Could not quite see who got the ball, but looks like the referee said that it touched Stephen Basso, number 13 on Rochester last. So it will be war ball. These are things and situations they, John, have to, I put an exclamation point, have to take advantage of. One-time over to Merritt, off the glass. Merritt plays it back to himself. Looks for his help. He's double-teamed against the glass. Loses the ball momentarily. He's still in the pursuit. Back on the pursuit. Jordan Thomas joins in. Jordan Thomas comes up with it. Looks like the referee had already swallowed his whistle. Looks like it was a foul against Rochester, which is an interesting situation that I thought maybe they would have played the advantage there because they had a break at goal. But referee calls the whistle. 13-15 mark, third quarter. Merritt sitting over the ball. He's got Hall really close to him. He's got Williams, and he plays it back to Williams. Back to Merritt. Merritt plays it in to Jordan. Jordan plays it off the wall. Really adapting to the indoor game. Very new to the indoor game, so really adjusted a lot playing those balls off the wall. Back to Peter Pappas wearing the white tonight. White shirt, black pants. Kind of getting a little stuck and playing a little back and forth here with Chris Williams. Williams looking for his help, decides to pass it back to Pappas. Pappas plays it in deep to Thomas. Takes a weird deflection kind of off the ref. But Jordan Thomas maintains possession for Pennsylvania. Rochester doing a great job on defense of really pushing the Roar back. They're really pushing up their numbers, kind of forcing that turnover, per se. Bruckner in the box. Bruckner with a little tap, keeps it alive. And that's a 2-point Roar goal by Kingsley Onwaku. Set up by Bruckner. What a hustle goal. Place on the spot. The 12-15 mark here in the third quarter. Pennsylvania cut into the lead, and it's an 8-point lead, but they're on the board. They cracked open the account. Now they've got confidence. Try to get into Sotili's head. That's what you got to do to get back in this game, John.
That was a good hustle play by Bruckner, winning the ball in the corner, getting the ball back out in a high percentage area for a shot, and Kingsley Onwuka breaking the ice. Pennsylvania Roar 2 points on the board.
There you heard it. Kingsley Onwuka with the goal. Pennsylvania just dodged the bullet there. The ball went right over the frame. Rochester playing it back. Little thunderstruck playing over the head on the PA system. You know, that's what they need. They need some music to pump up, get the fans into it, get the players into it. And that is a 2-point goal by Rochester to make the score to 12-2. Really caught Pennsylvania there, almost sleeping there. The counterattack goal is the worst scenario that could have happened, is answering with another goal.
Made it look way too easy. Rochester coming right back. Good passing. That's one thing that Pennsylvania can't give up, is the diagonal ball right through the box. Once that diagonal pass comes in, it's going to be a slam dunk on the other end.
That's the thing that we saw early in the first half. A lot of attempts on goal that Pennsylvania had is you had nobody parked by that far post. You got to have that player camped out looking for that deflection. That's definitely a Johnny in the spot kind of goal, a hustle goal where you're just playing the odds, playing the numbers, playing the percentages that there are going to be shots that go wide. In the indoor game with a smaller 14-foot wide goal, you're going to have a lot of shots go wide. And a lot of players will do that. We've seen some of the best players like Neto, for example, for Syracuse, that will purposely shoot wide of the goal, anticipating that deflection. Mark Sotili swallows it up. The mechanic is sharp as ever, wearing the number 0 red jersey for Rochester. Kind of got thrown into the fire with McInerney, Gav McInerney, the Irishman's injury, and becoming the number 1 keeper, and definitely filled in some big boots and doing a great job. Edgar plays the ball in, loses the ball. Teixeira all by himself into the center circle. He's got a man all over him. Referee keeps his whistle in the pocket, and the big man comes out with the ball. Dumps it off. Angel calling for the ball. They dump it in to Gibson. Gibson kind of all by himself here. Gibson plays it back to Angel. Angel plays it over to Williams. Williams plays it in. The referee blows his whistle for some reason. I'm not sure what the call is here. But quick restart. Referee blows his whistle again. I guess it was too quick of a restart. Not sure what the call there does, but it was nothing major. We could play on. First I thought maybe it was an illegal sub, but it is not. We play on. We are approaching 10 minutes. We have 10 minutes remaining here in the third quarter, with Pennsylvania down by a score of 12-2 and almost a 3-point goal there. Corey Merritt playing the spot. Peter Pappas kind of got burned by playing a long ball that got turned over. Peter Pappas picks the ball up calmly, rolls it out to Angel. Angel with the touch, makes a quick turn, plays it into Jordan Thomas. Jordan Thomas fumbles his first touch. Sotili plays it wide. Jordan Thomas on the turnover. Myers with a quick 3-point shot. Huge save by Mark Tilley. Slaps it over to his left. More of a Palmer slap save. Not catching that ball. Nobody's catching that ball. Myers plays it back to Hall. Hall misses it. Peter Pappas comes way off. Corey Merritt turns on the Jets. Got a lot of green in front of him. Looking for a quick shot. Fouled from behind. Referee calls. And we have a blue card. Blue card call means Pennsylvania will be a man up. This man up power play is brought to you by World Sports Show. Tune into the World Sports Show on worldsportshow.com every Monday night, 9 p.m. with Charlie Flo and John DeCriscio. Joe Trevanese will be serving the 2-minute minor penalty at the 9:05 mark here in the third period. Very, very big chance for Pennsylvania to get back on the board again. They already cracked open the account, but they can't trade goals at this point. They got to start doing a 2-for-1 type of deal. They can get a score on, but it's got to be a 2-for-1 deal if they're going to catch up. Just waiting for the referee's signal for the restart. Referee signals. Angel on the restart. Plays her to Myers. Myers with a one-timer. So Tilly makes a foot save off his heel. Also checking in now is the player coach, Eric Polis. He's checked in. You definitely will see him in for a lot of set pieces, a lot of restarts. Angel plays it back to Myers. Myers also the head coach of the Philadelphia University men's soccer team, so we definitely have a couple coaches on the field right now. They're seeming to be running the offense right now, but Rochester's definitely pushing them back. Played it into Teixeira. He dumps it back to Myers. Myers going to look over to play it to Polis. Polis plays a quick ball over to Angel. Referee tries to get out of the way. Referee calls a little interference there. Polis plays it back to Angel. A lot of veterans out there right now, John.
Rochester very quick on the penalty kill. High pressure, giving Pennsylvania nothing in the middle. Everything worked around.
And you heard the PA announcer, 1 minute remaining. Teixeira on the ball. That ball is just saved wide. Edgar says their deflection. They're ruling on the side of Pennsylvania. That ball was going to go in if there wasn't for Edgar right there, making that save. Huge save. Clock is stopped at 7:59. Penalty is more than half expired. Pennsylvania with a few opportunities. Plays it back to Pappas. They hit the reset button. Time is winding down on the man advantage. Man advantage brought to you by World Sports Show, worldsportshow.com. Tune into World Sports Show live every Monday night, 9 p.m. Back to action here to play it into Myers. Myers loses the ball. Polis looking to play it back to Pappas. Joe Trevanese still watching on. Can't wait to get back on the field to help his teammates off, but they've held strong. The penalty kill here for Rochester doing wonderful things, really shutting down Pennsylvania's attack. Teixeira trying to back in. Can't quite get in. He had the body, he had the back, he just couldn't turn. Long attempt by Rochester. Even strength soccer now, 5v5. Penalty has expired. Rochester kills it off. Williams plays it back to Angel. Myers in a little bit of trouble, just decides to dump it back to Pappas. Pappas plays it into Gibson. Onwuka, the lone goal scorer tonight for Pennsylvania. Angel looking to play it in. He plays it in, but it's deflected off his own player there, and it's a turnover. Rochester off with a 2-on-2. Rochester plays it back. Onwuka plays it to Myers. Myers plays it right back to Onwuka. And Onwuka decides to play it back to his goalkeeper. A little bit of a hard pass there, but Peter Pappas manages it. Peter Pappas plays a long ball into Kingsley Onwuka. Said the lone goal scorer. Mark Sotilli swallows it up. Rolls it over. Edgar with control, wearing the number 14. Passes it back to number 5, Cole. Miller's checked back in. Man wearing the captain's armband. Quietly had a brilliant game tonight. And Hall off the break gets fouled by Cole, and we have another yellow card. I understand a yellow card because he was impeding and interfering, which would have been a breakaway for Hall. Because Hall's got legs like that, he would have been one-on-one probably.
Referee going immediately up with the blue card, points to the spot of the foul. Number 5, Cole for Rochester, serving 2 in the bin. And it looks like we have a media timeout on the field.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to Pennsylvania Roar Soccer. I'm Charlie Flo, joined by John Nicrisio. We have a Managed Vantage. It's going to be brought to you by World Sports Show, worldsportshow.com. Tune in every Monday night, 9 p.m. with Charlie Flo and John Nicrisio. I want to give a quick shout-out to one of my students, Jesus Fontanez, listening back in Chester, Pennsylvania, and one of my good friends in Center City, Philadelphia, Jane Rosenberg, is tuning in. I want to thank you guys for listening in, and for the shout-outs, keep tuning in. We'll keep it coming. And off the restart, looks like we have another whistle. The clock is stopped at the 5:17 mark with the score 12-2, Rochester leading Pennsylvania. It will be Rochester ball. When you're down a man advantage, you're kind of looking to play little keep away as long as you can. You're not going to be able to maintain a possession that long, but any type of possession more than maybe 10, 20 seconds is definitely a positive. So they're going to push up. Not going to try to score, but just try to play a little keep away here. Rochester still maintaining ball. Now decide to dump it off. They can put some fresh legs in there. Pretty well executed by Rochester by running a good 20, 30 seconds off that power play. So Pennsylvania pull up with Angel, Pulis, Myers, Merritt, and Texera on the power play. This is a power play. They definitely need to come up with a goal because having 2 power plays and coming up short will be devastating for Pennsylvania if they're not able to come up with a score. Myers with a misplay. Little Merritt played the pass a little too long for him, just out of the stretches of him. Myers plays it into Texera. Texera deflects it over to Pulis. Pulis plays it back to Merritt. Merritt pulls the trigger, takes a wicked deflection off Joe Trevelise right there. It'll be Pennsylvania ball with the clock stopped at the 4:11 mark. We've got about a minute left in this power play. Angel with the ball, plays it to Pulis. Played back, a lot of time wasting by Rochester, and it's working out really good to their advantage, really well to their advantage, excuse me. Angel with the ball. Plays up to Texera. Myers with a 2-point shot, saved off of the knee of Sotilli. We have 3:39 remaining, not much time remaining in the power play. Quick turnover. Ball stays in the zone. Texera double teamed. They can get through that. Pennsylvania will have numbers. Polis plays it over to Angel. Angel plays a one-timer, deflected off. Can't quite see who that was. Went off Jake Schindler, put his body in harm's way. Polis hustles back. We're also back to even strength soccer right now, 5v5. Jordan Thomas trying to muscle his way in. We've seen him muscle his way into goals many a time using that huge frame, Agent Zero, known to have a big body and muscling way into goals. Corey Merritt with the ball. Plays it over to Chris Williams, captain of the Pennsylvania Roar. Looking for a couple nifty moves. Dispossessed.
Good poke tackle, Jake Schindler.
Jake Schindler. Hall dispossesses him. It was a great toe poke there. Schindler off on the challenge of Merritt. Hall, that guy covers a lot of ground. He's definitely saved at least 3 or 4 goals tonight just on sheer hustle back. Ball played in off a header. Joe Trevanese is definitely trying to get himself another goal. Jordan Thomas going a little one-on-one with Edgar. Edgar comes out on top. Chris Williams with a great nifty move to dispossess. But Rochester maintained the ball. Cole, the center circle, going to run a little captain, a little miscommunication there, but Rochester maintains. Terry Cole wearing the number 5, a little overlap, has the ball. He decides to sit down for a second. Somerville comes in. Steven Basso passes it off. Rochester really taking their time, looking for a quality possession, looking for an easy crack on goal. A little miscommunication there. Ball stuck in the corner. Jordan Thomas pokes it out. A couple players on. Pennsylvania will hop off, get some fresh legs. Angel pops in for Hall. Hall definitely earning his water break there, John. Steven Basso wearing number 13, dumps it off. We've got 1 minute, approaching 1 minute remaining in the third period. Both teams have scored a 2-point goal here. They've just traded goals. A lot of traffic in front.
Very nice
out.
fake shot by Jake Schindler. Fake shot, entry pass right into the middle for another scoring attempt by Rochester.
Steven Basso passes it off to Miller. Miller's back in. Miller fires it in. Takes a wicked deflection. Myers is going to be there for the recovery. He dumps it off. Little turnover there. Williams with a lot of traffic in front of him tries to flick it off. Jordan Thomas getting banged around the boards. For a quick 3-point shot off the glass and then headed right into the lap, Peter Pappas. Gibson's got himself a break here. We've got about 10 seconds left. Gibson, the quick fire on. So Tilly with a huge sliding save.
Big time save.
Clock's about to wind down. Got to take a shot here off the glass. One last final attempt by Angel. Deflects off. There's the buzzer. That's the end of the third period. Each team trades a goal. Final score here at the end of the third period is 12-2 Roar. We still have a fourth quarter of action. Pennsylvania need to get together. We're going to take a quick timeout. I'm Charlotte Flo with John and Chris Show. We'll be right back in a couple minutes. Welcome back to Pennsylvania Roar Soccer. Charlie Flo here with John Lucretia. We're going to start the fourth quarter up with Rochester leading Pennsylvania by a score of 12-2. Entering the game for the first time will be Thompson. He's wearing the number 88 jersey. The Virginia Beach native will come in and make his debut for the night. Definitely a large flame. He's playing back. Bruckner's in. Val Texera will be wearing the number 11 jersey instead of Pete Rowley. He's going to be in. Also, Hall is in. And trying to catch the other player that is in. And looks like Myers is also in. It's like we have a foul against Texera right there. Clock stopped at the 4:40 mark. Restarted back up now. Miller in, but he steps right off the bench. Rochester doing a really good job of rotating a lot of numbers in there, keeping fresh legs out there, just maintaining this lead in the fourth. Don't need to necessarily score, but maintain positive possession for them, and they've got this one in the bank.
Maintain possession, trade goal for goal if they need to, but just keep that 10-point edge.
Yeah, they don't mind giving up a goal or two. It's going to happen, but like they did in the third period, got to be happy about themselves. They didn't stretch the lead, but trading goals right now is not a big deal for them. They maintain their 10-point lead. And when you have a double-digit lead, that's a really comfortable cushion. Now, if it starts becoming a 5-6 point lead, then you get a little nervous. But right now, they maintain a 10-point lead. They're going to be cruising. Getting a little sloppy out there with Bruckner.
Looks like it was a little frustration foul along the boards.
He's smiling it off, laughing it off. Jordan Thomas in on the stab. All over Schindler. Schindler having a heck of a game tonight. Schindler might not show up in the stats, but he definitely has been one of the players of the night for Rochester. He's been all over the field, been giving Peter Pappas a nightmare tonight. And just a lot of toe pokes, a lot of dispossessions. Trevor Lease is just battling there, and the ball is kind of deflected out. Not sure who got that on, but went out.
Looks like after the two penalties in the third quarter, the referee's looking to put that whistle away. A lot of contact there in the corner.
Rochester pushing it up. Somehow Peter Pappas keeps it out.
I think that might have been Moret on a slide.
Yeah. There's a lot of bodies there. You think you have a little eye more. You sit to the left, so you're a tiny bit closer, right, John?
Either way, it was a good...
Kept it out. One of those team effort, defensive efforts to keep the ball out of the goal. Quick fire on, takes a nasty deflection there that Gibson was there to keep it out, help keep it out.
I think Doug Miller might have stopped a goal.
He might have accidentally trapped it because that looked like it went off his foot and kind of went in like a weird straight up motion. So that's what happens in the indoor game. Sometimes you accidentally block your own player's shot. So did that go down the stat book as a block? Hey, man, jokes are free. You can see there's not a lot of urgency on Rochester right now, pushing up, but not having to throw a ton of numbers in the box. Corey Merritt on the tackle. Corey Merritt on another tackle. Referee keeps his whistle in his pocket. Rochester player's not too happy. Peter Pappas grabs it up. Doesn't have a lot of numbers, so he kind of holds it. Looks very frustrated because nobody made the break for it, so he's going to put it up himself. Also want to give a shout-out to Scott Crody, the backup goalie. It's his birthday today. We wish him a happy birthday. Pressure by Thompson. Thompson with the fresh legs out there. He's only been in the match a couple times tonight. Just entered the match here in the fourth quarter. So other players we still haven't seen, I think they're suited up, are Shepard and Kmart. Kmart has not made any appearance tonight. We'll see what happens if Cook puts either of them in tonight. Williams playing right in front of his box. Very risky. He dribbled in front of his box, but has a large frame to do that. Not something I recommend out there, kids, dribbling in front of your own goalie like that. A couple nifty crossover moves, but Angel's not going to let him do that to him. Teixeira all over the field making his challenges. Basso with control for Rochester. Basso passes it in. Referee blows the whistle. like it's going to be Rochester ball. Clock is stopped at 10:36 mark. Rochester, the road team in the yellow, leading Pennsylvania Roar in the black by a score of 12-0.
Yeah, it looks like just out of our line of sight, Joe Tavernise got tripped up. Rochester ball right along the boards.
Trevanese looking for the restart. He plays it into the box, but it is deflected off by Chris Williams, but deflection goes right back to Rochester. They maintain possession. Stephen Basso plays it in. A little tiny shove there by Thompson, but Rochester with the ball. Like we were saying, is Rochester's scratched a lot of their players. Their Brazilians are not playing tonight, and this is definitely a confidence builder for Rochester to go on the road and win big without your big guns. And they haven't won yet, but they're doing a really good job with a lot of their role players, utility players.
Looks like the referees are going to give Chris Williams a yellow card, little frustration after the whistle.
Also want to add that Gibson's coming off the bench limping. He signals to the sideline that he's going to stay in the game, but
looks like he took the shot from Williams.
Yeah, after that. So he's kind of limping out there. They're down to 4 men. This is a power play for Rochester. This could be
It's
back.
even.
It's even. Okay, I apologize for that. But either way, a goal here at the exact 10-minute mark in the fourth quarter would be an absolute backbreaker. It's already a 10-point deficit, but a goal here would pretty much seal the deal for Rochester.
Looks like Doug Miller getting a 10-yard lead on the ball.
Left-footed shot off the wall. Pennsylvania tried to make the break, just couldn't really maintain and keep the ball down. Jordan Thomas was trying to break out. Very frustrating. You can see throwing his hands up out of the frustration that they had an opportunity to break and take advantage of the flip field off the restart. The turf got him there, and Jordan Thomas comes up, benefactor. Pennsylvania have a 2-on-2. Jordan Thomas's trip. They call the foul. Very professional foul, John, if I do say so myself. Stops the break. Angel with the ball, plays it into to Jordan Thomas. Jordan Thomas looking for his help in Angel. Angel just calmly passes it back to Merritt.
I believe it's tactical foul.
Is that what it is? I thought it was professional foul. That's the one I've been fed all my life. I think that's a new term. I never heard it called a tactical foul, but it is technically sometimes the thing to do to prevent a score, because you start giving up these goals and giving Pennsylvania a little bit of confidence. They get 1-2 goals, then you start putting doubt in Rochester's mind, and you start playing that psyche game. And that's a 2-point goal for Rochester at the 8:56 mark to make it 14-0. Very interesting goal. Took a little touch.
Give Gary Boughton the ball right in the middle. Little shake, little bake. Puts the ball right behind Peter Pappas. Low. Textbook right along the post.
So that may be the backbreaker. Unless Pennsylvania can rally some quick goals, a couple of 3-point goals, and rally something really quick. But we don't have much time. We have just under 9 minutes remaining in the fourth. And Pennsylvania offense have been completely flat most of this game. Mark Sotilli swallows it up and protects the ball and keeps it.
Again, Mark Sotilli very confident, no rebound. Good distribution, keeping it quiet, keeping it easy for Rochester.
What is the mechanic doing? The mechanic's taking care of business.
That's right.
You come in the mechanic's garage, he's going to keep it. It's his. Hall battling. Looks like there's a foul against Hall. Not too happy with the call. Doug Miller comes up. Doug Miller, the 44-year-old veteran. Almost old enough to be my father. Definitely been around for a while.
That was a cheap shot.
Yeah, it's okay. But no, he knows what he's doing out there. He's definitely a leader. We have Miller all by himself in the box calling for the ball. Little flicker on the Miller. Bruckner all over him. Yeah, you have 2 MISL vets going at it. These are guys that have been around. Also entering the match is wearing the number 3 jersey is Kyle Martin, the local product out of Alvernia, out of Media, Pennsylvania. A very good friend of friend of the broadcast. We've talked about him a lot. Definitely
comes right in and gets to be a part of the wall.
Yep. There you go. Jump on the wall, young man. All right. Good to know that the netting impact on the left-hand side of your screen is intact because the ball flies right down.
Going to take an immediate timeout on the field. 7:56 left. Rochester 14, Pennsylvania Roar 2. You're listening to the Pennsylvania Roar on the YouTube network.
Welcome back to Pennsylvania War Soccer. Charlie Flo here with John and Chris Show. We have 7:56 remaining in the fourth quarter. That's 7:56 remaining in the game. Peter Pappas is going to be on the restart. They took a quick timeout. Pennsylvania trail by 12. Need to make something happen really quick and really fast. They want to get back in this ball game. Jordan Thomas tries to make it a flicker, but he doesn't. Kyle Martin in there on the quick challenge. Sorry, that's not Kyle Martin. I believe that's Shepard.
Shepard and Martin in the game. Jordan Thomas, Coach Pulse, Thompson.
Yep, a lot of legs that haven't played a lot tonight, so definitely got to mix it up.
The Warrior Elliot Foskey looking fresh late in the game.
Yeah, he's definitely been running all night. Definitely goes down for the hustle stats. This is a guy that always is an interesting interview if you want to ask me, man. What an interesting guy to talk to. Quick fake on. Peter Pappas swallows it up.
Could have been, should have been 16.
Not sure what Dargout was doing there. He might have had a chance, but it looked like he just didn't want to do the stretch and reach out. Maybe he thought he might pull a hammy. So I'll let him slide on that because the score is 14-2. But if this was a tie ball game or a 1-point game, you're darn right he'd be getting chewed up by his coach for not making that stab on. Mark Sotilli cleaning up garbage in his garage and gets rid of the ball. It's like a miscommunication there. I'm not sure. There actually is a call here. I'm not sure what they're saying. The call here, a player went down for Rochester, and Mark Sotilli's not too happy. I think that when we were talking to his player, it looks like there was a... I'm not sure what the call is.
It looks like it was on Myers. It looks like it was a late challenge.
Yeah.
Myers coming in very disagrees with the call, but the referee went right to the pocket, pulled out blue, spotted to it, and,
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a two-minute advantage, a man advantage for Rochester at the 6:38 mark. This is a lot of valuable time that Pennsylvania just cannot get back. They can't get back this 2 minutes, regardless of Rochester scoring or not. They can just play keep way and just wear out Pennsylvania right now. So
yeah, there's two players in the box that Pennsylvania doesn't want to have there. They're coming unwound a little bit.
No, you don't want to see that at all. You got very, very key players that are sitting down right now.
It's your starting defensive pair in the box.
Like I was saying right now, that Rochester doesn't necessarily have to look at this as an opportunity to score. Look at it as an opportunity to play keep away, and look at it as an opportunity to run some clock. And it's Schindler with the ball. Jake Schindler with a quick shot. Peter Pappas with a save up into the netting. Brilliant one-handed tap save into the netting. Good to see Peter Pappas brings it every night. This guy never misses a beat.
That's right. Again, Schindler with a curling shot right inside the top of the arch, putting it, and Pappas had to make that fingertip save.
Got 6:03 remaining in the ball game. 6:03 remaining in the fourth, with Rochester, the road team in the yellow, leading by a score of 14-2. They're on the restart here. Mohican Warrior makes a fake. Peter Pappas sliding saves. Mark Sotilli tells everybody to calm down. I got the ball. Plays it off softly.
Rochester looking good on the set pieces tonight.
Very good. Definitely on the same page. They know where a lot of their players are. A lot of it's communication of just playing together. And that's the disadvantage that Pennsylvania have being an expansion franchise, is just getting to know where all the players are and getting your set piece. And that's a 2-point goal for Rochester to make the score 16-2.
Stephen Basso again
Stretches the lead. Makes it a 14-point differential now with 5:34 mark. Myers comes out of the box, not too happy. Obviously, you feel like you let your team down in a situation like that you almost put too much pressure on yourself that you want to blame yourself, but very unfortunate. We have 5:34, like I said, remaining.
That was very good perimeter play by Rochester. Miller, Foskey, and Basso up top. If there's one thing I want to see Pennsylvania establish for the rest of the game, it's Teixeira in deep, creating more opportunity.
That's a turnover right back to Rochester. Rochester have a break here. They got a man all by himself, and they take a deflection. It looks like it was Miller all by himself there. No one within 5 yards of him, but the ball did not get to him. He was calling for it, shouting for it. Peter Pappas, Eric pulls to the ball. Angel plays it back to Pappas. Pappas pushes it up, plays a long ball in to Onwuka. Onwuka plays it back to Merritt. Merritt dumps it in to Onwuka. Onwuka's trying to get to it. Angel gets the deflection off the glass.
Way too much time on the ball, Pennsylvania in deep.
Yeah, if they should be in the panic mode right now, forcing everything in, not playing the ball. You don't have time to start setting up an offense. You just have to push up and break. You got a rapid fire on goal, make something happen. Shepard's about to re-enter the match. Jordan Thomas back in. Off the glass, deflection. Off the glass, Peter Pappas saving, but didn't make the save. The ball stayed out of the net. Peter Pappas slows it up. Coming up on 3:33 remaining in the game. With Rochester, the road team, leading Pennsylvania Roar by a score of 16-2. Peter Pappas pushing way up, way up. He has to. Not much left here to do, but just push all the numbers up. Plays it into Jordan Thomas. Thomas looking for his help. He has Kmart wearing the number 3 jersey. And the ball goes into the stands. Clock is stopped at 3:13 remaining in the fourth. And Chris Williams is back out of the penalty box. That's a big addition they'll have back on the field for them. He's going to take a quick timeout. Like Kyle Martin's going to be here on the restart. Kyle Martin plays it back to Peter Pappas. Peter Pappas plays it over to Corey Merritt. Corey Merritt with a turnover. Mohican Warrior kind of fouled from behind.
Kind of fouled.
Kind of fouled. I don't know. I blame a little bit on the turf. A little bit on the turf there, John.
Yeah, Eliafovsky, amazing engine. Looking for the breakaway here late.
Talking 3 minutes remaining, John, in a game. His team's up 14, and his guys still got gas in the tank.
Looks like we're going to have a penalty.
Yeah, we're going to have a penalty shoot on here for Pennsylvania. Oh. Doug Miller and Peter Pappas, 2 veterans, both guys in their 40s that you're seeing classic Warriors going at it right here. Look for him to try to, I'd say maybe lollipop or putting some over top of Pappas. Pappas is too good to be covered low. That's just my prediction. Peter Pappas is a guy that we know that likes to get low, so if anything, you're going to look to try to go high on Pappas here. And he makes a quick save here, and that's a 2-point goal. Doug Miller stretches his lead for Rochester with 2:59 up to 18-2. Like I said, 2:59 remaining. Not much he could do. He dug and went low and just ran out of real estate there.
I like that. He dug. Doug Miller making it look pretty easy on the fake. The double touch outside of the foot. Buried it on the easy angle. 18 points.
I'm puns of fun, John. Didn't even know that.
Hey, there you go.
Dug, and then Doug Miller put it in on him.
Moretti out of the box, even strength after the goal.
Williams back on the field. Looking for Merritt. Merritt plays it in. Teixeira plays it back to Hall. Hall looking for his help. Plays it right into the Mohican Warrior, but Teixeira comes up with the ball, looking for a quick turn. Looking for that left-footed shot. Mark Sotilli taking care of business in his garage, keeps it out. Hall on the hustle. Miller plays a great ball in, but nobody there to cover it. Great ball that Miller put in the box like that. Just fundamental soccer there, playing it in your box, hoping somebody will jump on it, but it kind of split his guys running up the box.
I thought he missed two guys right in the middle for an easy slam dunk.
Yeah, you think? Oh, off the glass. Teixeira, Val Teixeira and Mark Tosilli kind of exchange a little friendly grins there. No foul, no harm intended, but two just aggressive players trying to play for their team on that. We just passed the 2-minute remaining mark. Got less than 2 minutes remaining here. Rochester in the yellow leading Pennsylvania into black by a score of 18-2. Rochester definitely have the game in hand, but Roar definitely want to finish strong and try to get something here. Looks like that was a handball that was not called. Or maybe a throat ball. I think it went into his throat. Don't mean to laugh on the situation, but originally looked like a handball, but look on the replay now. It definitely hit him in the throat.
Looks like the referee's going to come out with the yellow card for Val Teixeira.
Yeah, Somerville's going to sit down. He took a wicked, nasty shot.
Yeah, after the whistle, Teixeira blasting the ball. He's been warned a couple times.
He's going to sit down.
Right. Yeah, he's going to sit down.
So it looks like the game's going to end with him sitting in the box. It's still 5v5 soccer. It's not a yellow card, but Sotilli fires it off. Corey Moret clears it off the wall. Onwaku plays it back. Onwaku plays it back to Polis, loses the ball.
I don't think the referees are going to be too quick to give a handball this late in the game.
No, I think we're just going through the fundamentals, going through the motions right now. You know, we got just over a minute remaining in the ball game. You know, both clubs, know what the situation is. Everybody's going to play smart ball right now, not trying to get hurt because you still got games to play down the road. We have 1 minute remaining in the ball game. 1 minute with Rochester leading by a score of 18-2. Rochester's definitely got to hang their head high. And without their big Brazilian gun tonight, played very well.
They came out, they executed, sealed up the mid zone, a lot of turnovers.
What I liked about Rochester's game is they didn't try to play a different game when they miss players. Sometimes teams, when they're missing certain players, will play a different style of ball, but they kept to what their brand of soccer is and worked. You have to play your system, no matter who's in there. We saw their players were very well executing their system. And held with the ball with about 20 seconds remaining. Played into Merritt. Sotilli handles it. Mechanic just keep handling everything in his garage tonight. One little slip up, one little nug luck slipped, but everything stayed maintained for him well tonight.
And I'm sure I know who he's going to be pointing the finger at.
Yep. I'll go talk to him after the match. I know if he comes after me, Blew his clean sheet, but hey, nothing to hang a head on. Final score here from Santander Arena in downtown Reading, Pennsylvania. Rochester 18, Pennsylvania Roar score. I'm Charlie Flo with John and Chris Show. We want to thank everybody for tuning in out there in the Rochester, Pennsylvania area and the worldwide area. Thank you for tuning in. Great game. Great to have you on. We look forward to doing the next broadcast, which will be the season finale. That'll be March the 4th against the defending champion Baltimore Blast. Can't wait to see you all there. Talk to you soon. Thank you again to John for doing a great job. He not only is my color commentator, he also is the production guy working the board here. So thank you, John. Appreciate your help.
You got it.